I don't know about y'all, but that is one hungry looking mouth. Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Tritoncraft Season 2, Episode 10. Officially, we have hit the double digits, and so we're in a trial chamber, obviously. That's my butt. We're in a trial chamber, obviously, and this has been here the whole time, and I've just been coming back here periodically to collect keys, because I was like, you know what? Why did I pause it? It'll be a lot easier if I just have more keys, right? Like, it'll just be a lot easier if I have more keys, like next time I visit more vaults. I just have a surplus of keys. And plus, I've been kind of trying to, like, you know, like, engineer it so, like, I can come in here and farm stuff if I really need to farm stuff, like wind charges and stuff like that, because I might want to build myself a cool launcher, like Cub has in Hermitcraft. I don't know. I don't have wings yet, so I probably shouldn't do that until I have wings or something like that. But either way, this is where the beds are. This is where the beds were in the thing here. And I'm just like coming in here, running around and collecting up my treasures and stuff like that. And then I come down here and I just happened to like peek through because there was a grate here. I just happened to peek through and saw that there was a trial vault on the other side over there. Someone in the comments might have already mentioned it, the episode 8 comments, but I'm recording before that gets released. So if you did mention that, thank you. But we're finally going to click this guy open here. He's very, very hungry, and we're going to see what this has in store. Okay. What? Okay, a wind burst. I know from watching Doc's episodes how frustrating these have been to get. No one tell Doc, please. So, okay, 3 diamonds is like nothing to me. That's like worthless, but wind burst 1, I'll take it. So when I do get a heavy core, I'll immediately be able to get at least a level 1 wind burst enchant on it, which is really, really awesome. So this is just some junk that I've kind of collected in my ratings and in my terraformings and all that kind of stuff, just leaving a bunch of junk in there. Don't really need it for anything. It is what it is. But that, I believe, is the final vault. Unless I missed another one. I may have missed another one. If I did, please let me know. But now we've got other stuff to do this episode. We can't be wasting any more time. I promised y'all redstonage. I promised y'all a redstone farm. So let's hit that time lapse. This has to be one of my least favorite tasks in all of Minecraft. Welcome back, everybody. Oh my goodness, I hate more than anything crafting melons out of melon slices. God, I really, really wish there was some better way than having to do this manually every single What's that? New update. Auto crafter. What? Why hasn't this always been a thing? That is my face, and it's really close to your face. Hi, how are you? Yes, we no longer have to do this nonsense anymore. But as you saw in those beautiful time lapses there, ladies and gentlemen, we are in our beautiful melon and pumpkin farm / farmer trading hall. There they are, over there across the way, waiting for me to come over here and drop off some delicious tasty melons for some delicious tasty emeralds. All these guys have been cured at least once, some of them twice, because I just kind of mass cured all of them again. And yeah, all of them cured. All of them have melon and pumpkin trades and trade golden carrots. So we are going to be basically sitting pretty, because what I need to start doing is I need to start driving that emerald economy. And, you know, we're going to need beacons, or we're going to make like beacons out of emeralds and all sorts of stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. This whole area is not done. I mean, you can see there's holes in the floor, there's holes in the walls. There's like, it's not 100% done yet, but I really, really wanted to get you in here and show you everything that we have been working on here. First bubble column that we've actually gotten going here. That secret basement door that I showed you last time, that now leads into this small little alcove here where we can just drop down, boop, into our water and out into our wider trading area. I wasn't actually sure I was going to put the farmers down here at first, but then it just kind of seemed the most logical, because if I don't put them down here, I'm just going to have to transport all the melons and pumpkins to wherever they are to trade with them. So it just made the most logical sense. I'm not 1,000% sold on this design. I do like the splashes of copper and the green color in there. I like kind of just making these the, what is this, weathered? I can't remember, but I really, really do love that contrast, because again, it's very, very brown in here, and I try to be conscious of that, because the original design I actually came up with was all spruce trapdoors and spruce fences and on logs and stuff, and I'm like, but then it's so brown. It was so brown. We needed a little splash of color. We needed some life. We're gonna do some armor stand stuff in here. There'll probably be piles of melons and pumpkins dotted around at some place in here. As for the actual farm itself, this is a Silentwisperer designed farm. I've built this farm 3 different times now. It's basically the only farm I've built with any consistency in any Minecraft world I have ever made. Let's go into the cheaty cam here, and you can basically take a look at how everything works here. We've got our rail lines here down at the bottom where our minecart hopper will pick up everything here. Here's our fruit and our gourd. We've got our melons and we've got our pumpkins in here in alternating rows. And we've got our pistons. Right now the farm is off. I did build the on-off switch for this. If you ever build this farm, link for this will be down in the description. But if you ever do build this farm, please, for the love of God, build the on-off switch. It is so productive. You will be so sorry if you don't, because you'll basically just hear pistons all the time. And it will produce more than you will ever possibly need. Then we have a row of observers here. They detect whenever the plant grows. Or whenever the plant changes state, I should say, and then boop, pops off the piston, and then it'll knock off the fruit, and then the hopper minecart will collect it here. And then we get up in here, and this is the mechanism for the shutoff switch up in here, and then we go up another layer, and we see the whole entire thing again. Hey, it's raining up there. So yeah, like I said, this is not 100% done either. Right now I'm working on getting everything sorted out in terms of the collection systems, because of course the collection system for this minecart is way up here. And then we've got the other one for the other system is way down here. But I want to do 2 things, and I don't know if I've got the redstone prowess to do the first of them, which is I want to move the shutoff switches out of here, because right now this one is just right underneath that trapdoor right there, and then the other one is up inside of there, actually. I want to try to move the switches so they're like over on this wall maybe, and I can flip the switches over there and turn on and off both of the farms from over there. I don't know that I have the redstone expertise, as it were, to complete that. But what I also want to do, and as we did in our little opening bit there, like I said, the thing I've always hated most about having a melon and pumpkin farm is the pistons break off melon slices, and it's like, oh god, I gotta sit here and craft melons. But now, with Minecraft 1.21, we have the auto crafter, which I've never built, and I have no idea actually how. But basically, what we can do is we can take our melon slices, feed them into an auto crafter, and we don't have to even try to come up with a recipe, or like, because I know you got to turn on and off the slots in an auto crafter to make it work. I don't even know. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to kind of proof of concept this thing, because I really want to just understand how it works before I build anything with it. So I'm going to put a feed into this chest, so whatever this thing produces is going to go into that chest. So there's our crafter right there. Did I put that down right? Where's the top? I guess I put it downside. Whatever. Doesn't matter, I don't think. Does it? There we go. Okay, now it's... Well, I think that's the front, but I'm scared it's not going to work right if I don't put it right. If you're better with these than I am, please let me know in the comments if I'm being silly. Okay, so then what I think we do is, I think just a hopper line into the top, maybe? I think I'll just throw, like, all of this into this hopper, and then just, like, we'll see what this thing does. Oh no! Wait, so how do I get it to think I could look up a tutorial or something like that, but I am determined to figure this thing out for myself. Do I have to put more than one input maybe? Like, is it something like that where I have to have more than one? But how would I stop it from... Like, how would I stop it from doing whatever? Okay, so, okay, no, that actually worked, though. Like, does the crafter know it has 2 hoppers going into it? Like, that might seem like a silly question to somebody, but, like, does the crafter know? Why is it not auto-crafting anything? And why did it just spit out the 1 melon at me? I'm like the worst redstoner in the world. All you redstoners watching this are screaming right now. Like, what are you doing, you idiot? Like, do I have to output a signal from this? I do not get redstone, guys, okay? Like, my brain, like, I've never taken... I probably could understand it if I really ever took the time to. See, now it says it's powered again. But, like, again, it didn't create any... When it happened, okay, we're gonna have to go watch some videos. Okay, so silly me for thinking this was gonna be so easy. That's the inside of my face. So another Silentwisperer design. I mean, it says Melon Pumpkin Farm may as well use this compactor, I believe is what it's called. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. And I kind of almost even understand the logic of it. The auto crafter has, I don't think I've ever put a comparator in subtract mode before. I know the problem that I had before is I had the hopper underneath this, and the hopper underneath it was basically treating it like anything that you put a hopper underneath it was sucking the items out of it. And you don't want to do that. You want the items to stay in it until they are able to auto craft the block that you're going to use. Whenever it's full, it sends a signal to the comparator, which activates it automatically and spits out the item that it auto-crafted, which is a full melon, which is really, really nice. I mean, it's a super compact little design. Basically, all we will really need to do is set up an input. Well, first things first, we got to set up item filters because we got to separate out our pumpkins from our melons. Then once we get our melons, we've got to take our melon slices, feed them into this little contraption, and then that's going to feed them into an auto crafter here. And then if we wanted to, we can take and we can do like this, and then we can set up a hopper line here in order to feed out our melons from whatever storage we have these things being crafted into, whether it's a barrel or whether it's whatever else we've got rocking and rolling. I'm also losing melons as we do this here. I'm pretty sure I had 18 melons before, and now I only have 14 because you don't get a perfect number of slices when you chop them apart. So yeah, obviously that's not great. So I gotta stop doing that. But I'm just kind of trying to test it and make sure I really understand sort of the logic of it. So yeah, so basically, I don't understand what role this plays, though, I guess. Or I guess this keeps this from being... Because if this wasn't here, that's just on, right? Yeah. So it's just activated all the time. Okay, no, I see, I get it. Okay, no, now it makes sense. That's why this is here, because it keeps this thing shut off until the signal strength is strong enough, and then it kicks off a pulse through this thing here. Like, it kicks off a pulse into this solid block, which... And then back up through here, which actually... spits out your item that it auto-crafts. Okay, that's cool. I think the only thing I'm going to need to do, I think I had to do this in Skizzlecraft too, is we're going to have to go through, we're going to have to get rid of some of the pumpkins, because just by design, because there's an equal number of pumpkin and melon stems in this farm, it's always going to produce more pumpkin, because the pumpkin, you just get one block when it breaks off, but the melon, you get a random number of slices. So it's always going to be pumpkin heavy. So I think in Skizzlecraft, the way I resolved that was I made it roughly about 2/3 melon to 1/3 pumpkin, and that seemed to be a pretty good ratio and a pretty good mix. So we'll actually do that at some point in the future here as well. Well, I'm gonna get some more redstonification done here. God, look at this face. This guy has no redstone abilities whatsoever. I'm trying to understand the logic of this stuff, and I'm trying to get, like I said, I think I understand this now. Like this signal strength, this signal strength has to overpower this one, and the only way it can do that is once all the items are in the crafter, and then it spits out a signal to kick out the item, and then this one takes back over and whatnot. Yeah, this is actually going to be pretty easy to put together, so let's get to work. Lord, let me be done with all of the redstone stuff for this farm. See, welcome back, everybody. I just don't enjoy doing redstone enough. Like, it eventually gets me to a point where I just get exhausted by it. Like, I really, really love to build. Like, that I could do endlessly, I feel like, until kind of my brain breaks and I run out of ideas or whatever. But redstone, I get exhausted with it, just setting it all up and kind of putting all the different stuff together to automate a farm. But this farm should be 100% completely done and dusted. We've got our storage over here for our melons and pumpkins. I really, really hope that that's going to work correctly when all is said and done. But let's take you through the guts of absolutely everything that works here at the farm, and then we're going to flip it on and we're going to see if everything actually 100% works here. So, of course, we've got a I've got to button up like so many different things yet. Like, I've got to fill these parts in and do all sorts of different stuff here. Like, you know, I mean, anyway, we've got our 2 farms here. Upper farm, actually, we did close this in with dark oak trapdoors. I wanted the color to match more so than I wanted to worry about using spruce trapdoors. I wanted the color to be more similar, even though we get that chocolate bar texture on there. So our upper farm line comes over here, and this is our little deposit thingy that shoots it out into this water stream here. There it is right there. That's for the upper one there, and then for the lower farm, of course, we have it down here where it shoots into this feed system here. Both of these, now I had to move this entire thing. I'll show you the replay mod footage of, there was a couple different pinch points in this farm, unfortunately, that were kind of coming together. One was down where these things kind of came together at first, because the bubble column, I think it was because the bubble column was where the intersection of the lines were. So some of the items were getting stuck on it and they weren't actually going through the system. I had to move it. Plus I wanted to move it because I wanted to move this over here. Oh, I didn't even talk about this, by the way. We replaced our entire floor here with copper grates, which I really, really love. We may weather some of them, we may chip away some of them, we may not. I may leave it like that. I don't necessarily know 100% what I want to do, because we're going to build something down here and I don't want to tell you what it is yet. We're going to wait, and I'm going to show you that sometime soon. As soon as I get it built, I really, really want to build it. Like, I'm really, really excited to build it to kind of hide all the ugly that's down here. But we are definitely going to build something down here. But anyway, we moved this, and what I actually did was I decided to move the water stream for where the item sorters are. We moved all this stuff down here, so now they meet together right here, and all of our items go down here, bloop, bloop, up through our item elevator over here, and then they go all the way down here, over here, and around, because the second problem that we were having is where the bubble vader came up. The items that seemed like the first hopper for the pumpkins in the item sorters, because I did 2 item sorters per item in the previous one that you saw. This is a 5th one that's just for junk. There's actually no filter items in there. So if anything else comes through the system, or if the system just gets overwhelmed with the amount of flow, it'll just push everything into this 5th one. I think we're going to do some kind of disposal system, like where maybe that'll actually dispense down into lava somewhere, but I haven't put that in yet. We'll figure that out later. I'm not really worried about that right now. So by doing this, by bringing the items up and then they travel around this thing here, bloop, 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 we'll make sure that the items are on the ground, and because they actually hit this wall on the ice and then there's no ice past this and then they slow down going around the corner, they actually get caught a lot better here, which is really, really nice through the item sorters. So again, we have 2 pumpkins, which I believe are these 2 here, 2 melon slice, which I believe are right there, and then we come down under the ground here. Now, pumpkins are just a straight pull through because we don't need to do anything with the pumpkins. They're already whole pumpkins. So those just get filtered out and dropped down into, where's our little dispensificator down here? Somewhere down here. Here it is. Where is it? Where? My God. Here it is right here. So our pumpkins just get brought down and dispensed into that same system here. But of course we have to turn our melon slices into melon, which you can't see it. Well, there it is right there. There's our auto crafter right there. And we've got our pumpkin slices feeding into that. And basically, as soon as a pumpkin slice, all the 9 pumpkin slices get in there, boop, it spits a melon into this chest. And then the chest grabs it and feeds it down into this dispenser system as well for the full melon. Those get transported. This is exhausting. Even me talking about it is exhausting. I'm not a redstone guy. It gets dispensed bloop, into this system here, down all the way over here, bloop, all the way up here, into this bubble vader here, and then over here into our 2 hoppers right here. There's only 2 systems in here, and I worry that this might be a little close. I worry that this might be a little bit too close to the thing here, but I had to put an extra water thing in there because it's 1 block too far away. But at any rate, we've got one for melons and we've got one for pumpkins. And then what it should do when the filter comes in, it should let them get sucked all the way down to the bottom chest. I did a little bit of testing with it before, and I do believe it actually works. But we're going to flip the farms on right now, and we're actually going to like test this for good. I have no pumpkins come through this yet, so I don't know what this is going to look like when we have both coming through. But the good thing is the feed, like once the pumpkins, especially the melons, because the melons got to go through the auto crafting system before they can get spat through here. So I don't necessarily know if we will ever overwhelm the system, but there's only one way to find out. Let's flip this on. There's farm 1. And we gotta, I still don't have a better way to do this. We still gotta figure out a better way for these turn-ons and shut-offs of these farms. That's the last thing I want to figure out here. There we go. So both farms are turned on now. So now, let's go ahead and detach our camera here. And we're gonna basically wait and watch and wait for our items to hit this junction point here. Because, yeah, they'll come down from there, and they have to, the items have to turn in one. Like I said, we had to fix this because I want to put a wall there. And I really, really love, like, I encased this in tinted glass, so all of our quote-unquote waterproof components, all of our redstone components are all buried in this wall here, so nothing can get out. And like I said, this is going to be super cool. I can't wait till you guys see the build that I have kind of planned for the area. And okay, there goes some melon and pumpkin slices there. And I'm going to go spit down to this one here because we should eventually see a pumpkin come straight through. Eventually. Okay, our pumpkins are definitely missing. Redstone expert, I am not, but if I had to guess, I would say something in here is locking one of these hoppers from the pumpkin feed that's supposed to be bringing the pumpkins down. I mean, would it be... I don't know what it would be necessarily. Maybe... No, because they don't go over there. Maybe this here. So then what's happening is when the melons get made, it's letting the pumpkins go through as well. Because the pumpkins then, when the hopper unlocks... Yeah, let's try to find out where they're coming through, where they're stopping, though. Actually, let's go probably down below here. Doesn't matter if I do it on camera or not. I still can't friggin' do it. They're right there. They're stuck in that block right there. Would this hopper? What is right? Is there anything right above that hopper? No, because the auto crafter is way up here. Because all that stuff is way up there. So it's got to be. It's got to be okay. All right, well, that's easy enough to fix it. So I was right, though. This is getting locked, but then what happens when the pumpkins, or when the melons come down from the autocrafter, which is right here, basically whenever this torch gets unpowered, because I think that's locking it. And redstone people, I might be wrong. Don't yell at me. But I think that this, because there's a block above this, I think this is blocking this hopper because the redstone's passing through there and it's locking that. But then when this torch goes off, whenever the dispenser activates here, whenever the melons come down, then it's allowing the pumpkins to go through and they pass through. So I think then we should be able to, if we just remove this one block, if I'm right, and if I'm right, I actually learned something about redstone today. If I'm right, then this block, if I remove this one block, there's nothing above, there's nothing on it, right? No, there's nothing on that block because, like I said, that's way up here. Okay. So if I remove this one block, the pumpkins should go through, right? Oh! Oh! I understood something about redstone, folks. Wow. Okay. Well... That is that then, because normally I don't have this whole separate hopper line coming in. Normally there's one clean hopper line coming in that's not like this. So yeah, we're just gonna do wait, is that gonna do the same thing though if I have a block there? I think it might. Yeah, we're gonna have to leave that empty too. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. We're gonna do one more test just to make sure that I am not crazy. Okay, so let's take these 16 pumpkins again over here to our hopper, and then let's go ahead and throw them in. Should see them come down here again. There's our 16. Okay, down here. Oh, okay. Woo! Whew, super easy hiccup to fix at least. Oh, but for every problem that's easily fixed, there's another problem waiting to rear its stupid head. Oh god, I forgot I was in the cheaty camo. Now that carrot's just gonna sit there and I can't even go up there and get it. Oh, sigh. So, well, we've got some things buttoned up here. I keep changing the design of this farm. I'm gonna end up moving their little things because I can't, like, it's frustrating to me because it's a full block. It's not like other types of farms when you make it like this. A lectern, a brewing stand, a grind wheel even, or a cutting wheel or stone cutter. All of those are not full blocks, so they always, like, your XP will pass through it, but these composters are full blocks, so nothing passes through them. So that's one frustration I have. We've got to move those. I'm thinking in here where these chiseled copper blocks are they chiseled or carved or chiseled? Carved. We have moved our switches over to here. This drives me nuts though. I gotta put in a little flopper dopper thingy that's gonna flip the signal on this one so that way they can both face the same direction. That will drive me insane. Oh, and then of course we ran into another issue up here with our storage system. Since we have no overflow protection up here, you see there's a little chasm dug up here right now. We have no overflow protection right now. I gotta get overflow protection built in here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the items when they overflow. So yeah, so those are the battles we still have to fight with this redstone mess and contraption. That carrot's gonna despawn, Nick. Been recording for like 5 minutes, so it's gonna blink out of existence pretty much any time now. But yeah, we still have to build what we're gonna build down here. We're gonna save this for next episode now. I've got to go on a little bit of a journey and acquire some materials anyway, so we will be going on that journey in between episodes. I'll acquire some materials. We're gonna come back here, and then we're gonna get a build put in down here. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Really, really, really going to love it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't let the carrot despawn. I got to get... Almost ruined the entire episode. Okay, I fixed it all. I didn't want to leave this episode. I didn't want to leave this farm. I didn't want to leave any of this stuff without saying 100%. This is 100%. I mean, the build around it's not done, but 100% all the problems have been fixed. We added a little flipper dipper in here to flip our signal around. And so now both of our switches face in the same direction. We added overflow protection up here. Essentially, this does not happen super often, but every once in a while, especially the pumpkins, kind of come in a little bit too fast. And they had a tendency to fill up these hoppers, and then they would start filling up the melon hopper and would block the passage of items. So we just added a little dispensificator up here, and anything that goes into overflow will just shoot back out into the item stream and just keep going around in a circle. So if anything did get stuck in there, it wouldn't matter. Everything would be perfectly fine. And then I actually forgot about this one completely, but the minecart system was actually not working properly. Whenever I would turn the farm off and then turn it back on, the minecarts would not go. I had to change out, there was redstone dust here. I think this is a bedrock redstone versus a Java redstone thing. Had to remove the redstone dust from here and added a repeater on 2 ticks. Now it works perfectly every time. The carts always start when the farm starts, and they always, you know, stop at the docking bay to unload their items, because they weren't stopping to unload their items every time either. So the only other thing I've got to do for the farm is just replace out some of the stems. We've got to swap out some pumpkin stems. And we're going to, like I said, probably do about a 2/3 to 1/3 mixture of melons to pumpkins. But I'm going to worry about that off camera. I just wanted to jump in and be like, yes, it's all done. This guy completely finished a whole redstone build in one episode. But that is where we are going to leave it for today. I've intended to kind of do more. I kind of wanted to maybe build part of the thing downstairs, but after I finished editing most of the first part of the episode, I'm just not going to be able to fit it in and do any kind of justice to it or anything like that, and I want to maybe dedicate a little bit more time to it than whatever. But for the most part, so here's the good takeaway from this, and I kind of edited this episode in a specific way, and you'll have to let me know what you thought of it, because I wanted to kind of face that redstone demon, right? I'm not great at redstone, or at least I don't feel like I'm great at redstone. So I really, really wanted to kind of face down the barrel of that and be like, I'm going to do this. Frustrations and all, warts and all. Like, I know it wasn't a pretty episode in some cases, and I got really frustrated with myself, like not looking up how to use an autocrafter, and like the one block being pot, like all the different things, and plus the stuff you guys didn't even see because I didn't put it all in the video. Like, I'm, you know, It's frustrating to me, but I wanted to face it head on because that's what you should do in life. You should try to learn new things, and you should try to, take things as a learning opportunity and try to challenge yourself from time to time. Otherwise, you'll never grow as a person, and that's kind of important. Oh, this is our emerald storage over here. I got to figure that out too. That's number 3 thing that also probably has a quicker fix than I'm thinking of, but I just can't think of one for now. As I said, however, that is where we're going to leave this episode. Thank you so much for watching 10 episodes of Tritoncraft Season 2, and you have seen nothing yet. We've got so we're out of carrots. So much more awesome stuff that I've already done in the village, that I've already, preparing for episodes to come, all sorts of different cool projects and all sorts of projects in the village that are kind of in the works, and so many more different journeys to go explore different things. We still have not gone to the end yet. We're at 10 episodes. We don't have wings. We've never been to the end. We don't have shulker boxes, which I'm not going to lie, kind of hurts. When you're doing some of these bigger projects, it kind of hurts to not have shulker boxes, okay? Really sucks. So I got to get some shulker boxes. We got to do X, we got to do Y, we got to do Z. All that stuff yet to come. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, beautiful faces. Make sure you take good care of yourselves. Do something to make your corner of the world a little bit better of a place. And I'll see you next Saturday. Beep.